You don't need motivation, you need clarity. When I say those words, what comes to mind? Firstly, the first question I have is, okay, cool, that sounds right, but what is clarity? And the first thing that used to come to my mind, and what happens for a lot of people, is you think of, well, what do I want? What's on my vision board? What's the lifestyle I want to live? How much money do I want to make? What's the income, the relationship, all of those things. And this is what we call clarity. And I want to give you an alternative to how to think about what clarity really is, or what it really means to me. And what clarity really is a feeling of being completely yourself, more of yourself all of the time, fully expressing yourself, fully feeling fulfilled, feeling supported. It's a felt sense, and that's really all you need. When you work from a place of, okay, yeah, I'm clear. This is what I want. I want to have this type of business. I know that for me, and probably some of you watching this are content creators and are thinking like, okay, well, starting with what you don't want is certainly helpful, and you might have to do some trial and error. That just is how it is. So you might say, okay, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. We already know that. Like, I think that we're way past that. I'm talking to a group of people who've already kind of been in the freelancer or having your own business thing. But when you see how somebody else is living, you might look outside of you and look at your role models and say, well, listen, this person has massive success. They have massive financial success. They seem to have a great schedule. They have plenty of time for their family. They're not working very hard. All they have to do is, they've really dialed in how to make viral Instagram videos. And so they are, they're doing it. All they have to do is this like little bit of work. And all they have to do is just, have like a catchy tagline that says, hey, here's how I make, $1 million every 3 months or so, and get people to stop scrolling and buy their course. And it sounds all good, right? But let's go back to square one. Is it the feeling? Is doing that activity, even if it takes a very small amount of your time? Let's say it only takes you 2 hours a week to generate all of that money. That sounds pretty good, right? But I want to say to you that that's still playing small. It is. It's that 2 hours a week that you spend doing something that doesn't match the feeling of being the fullest expression of yourself all of the time. It doesn't make you want to go deeper, and just like the more you do it, the more you want to do it, and the more alive you feel, and the doing of it itself is its actual reward. That's the feeling you want to go for. That is going to be the most supported for the long term by the entire universe, the entire reality, which is you. It took me a long time to figure this out, so I hope just me saying this will shorten that learning curve for you. And just no shade if you're on the journey. You got to try things, but ultimately, like over and over again, when you get distracted away from what really makes you feel alive right now, because you think it's going to take too long. It's going to take too long to achieve the result that I want. It's going to take too long to, let's say, make YouTube videos, for instance. It's going to take too long to get good at that and to build an audience and all of those things. Wouldn't it be so much faster if I just got really good at Instagram advertisements, or making viral Instagram reels or TikTok reels or whatever? or whatever you call them, TikTok videos. I'm not even on TikTok. And what I want to say to you is that to just not fall into that trap of the shortcut, that you think that, okay, well, if I could just do this and learn this skill and then generate that income, making a small amount or without spending too much time right now, or maybe you're spending a lot of time right now to learn it so that one day in the future, it won't take so much time. It's still a trap, because you just have to trust that what is already its own reward right now, just the doing of it, is going to be what's the most supported, including financially. Just seeing if my climbing partner is coming back in. Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart to do this work, but you are at a point where you know that this is really what is meant for you, because you can go down that road. You can go down those distracting roads as many times as you want. You can go down the ones that seem like they're going to promise you somewhat entertaining and somewhat rewarding, meaning that you get the engagement, you get the even the people saying that your work really helped them or changed their life in some way. But if it doesn't match that feeling of you being the fullest expression of yourself that you want to be, it will never hold you. And you'll end up back here anyway. You'll end up back here searching for the way to get to having that feeling, that more fulfilling feeling in your work. So just start there. Just trust me that what it looks like to do it this way is you begin and you rest. Sometimes you go for long periods of time and you don't do anything, because you're not actually doing nothing. You are processing so much patterns for the collective, because we're all one unified mind, universal mind. And you're actually doing so much work by doing that and taking that rest. So you make one step forward, one brave step towards being exactly who you want to be, living maybe a small version of what is your truest, highest ideal right now. And then oftentimes the stuff comes up, right? You might have to take some time, sit in silence, look at outside circumstances or your emotions really falling apart and collapsing, and just letting it do that, and just understanding that that's all part of the process, and knowing that you're in a place now where this fear, it just can't hold you anymore. It can't hold you back from doing exactly what you want to do. So that was my message that I wanted to share with you right now, my friends. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am. I'm out climbing right now in Wyoming, and this is the life that I chose for myself. It's not like every video needs to be like part of my climbing day, but sometimes it is. I demand a life where my work sometimes requires focus, and sometimes it fits so nicely into the lifestyle of doing the things that I love to do, hanging out with my dog, being in nature, being grounded. And sometimes I'm still spending plenty of time just doing absolutely nothing at all. But you're held and you're supported, and I support you. If you would love a tool for taking more aligned action in your life. I've really debated on whether to call this thing inspired action or aligned action. I go with inspired because it's bullet journaling, if you haven't heard of that. I love it, and it's just the way that I have in the past 3 years really been able to kind of like practically organize my life. So there's the high-minded spiritual part, and then there's the practical details of your life and how to do both, how to do this whole spiritual, for lack of a better term, journey of dismantling ancestral patterns for the whole collective, dealing with all of the emotions. And then there's doing the tasks of your day-to-day life, making sure that you get the things done that need to be done, staying organized. Anyway, that tool is in the description below, so go check it out. And if you would love to support my channel, then there is also a link below to send me a donation. Bye.